Everybody knows that San Diego is an amazing place to visit, but what's it like to live here? San Diego is so much more than beaches, breweries, Mexican food, more than tourist attractions like the zoo and SeaWorld. In this video, we're breaking down the real pros and cons of what it's like living here. You're gonna learn all about everyday life for San Diegans. Like, is the traffic as bad here as it is up in LA? What is a microclimate? And what are microclimates all about? Where you can actually play in the snow, what our homeless situation is like, and what's the real cost and benefits of owning a home here. So let's get to it. Hey guys, Lyle and Lynnor here, your father-daughter realtor team right here in San Diego. Hey, we get it. Moving, relocating, and buying a home are some of the biggest decisions for your life. For most people, it's the largest financial transaction that they're ever gonna make. It's important that you're comfortable and confident with the whole process. So subscribe to our channel. You'll get all of the details and the need-to-know info about moving to and living in San Diego. That way, you're making informed decisions. And be sure to reach out to us. Give us a call, a text, or an email. Having honest, knowledgeable, expert help when you're making your move makes everything so much easier for you. So our number one pro is San Diego's location and lifestyle. There are very few places on the planet Earth where you can wake up in a city like ours and within an hour or so's drive be in a foreign country. Or you could be at the beach or in the mountains or the desert, all of which are in San Diego County, by the way. Oh, and you are close enough to drive up to LA where you can enjoy all of the major metropolitan activities that that city has to offer too. People who live here have so many options for hobbies and fun things to do, which is why you find such a broad range of lifestyles going on here. Because you have an area with such diverse terrain, you end up with microclimates. Hey, it's common for it to be 70 and cloudy at the beach and 90 inland and 70 up in the mountains, and then 100 out in the deserts, all at the same time. San Diegans listen to the morning weather forecast exactly like you. However, they're focused in on their microclimate zone. Hey, it takes a little getting used to, but in my opinion, it's one of the coolest things about living here. I read an article a few years back about this guy who got his Dawn Patrol morning surf session in and was up in Big Bear, up in Riverside that afternoon, snowboarding. Yes, please. This morning's weather report said it's gonna be around 80 here on Sunday. That's Christmas Day. I imagine that you're familiar with the laid-back vibe of San Diego. Probably another big reason you're looking to move here. And a lot of people really love living close to the beach. Shorts and flip-flops are acceptable attire in nearly every situation. But because we have inland valleys, mountains, and deserts too, you'll find people from all walks of life living their best version of their San Diego lifestyle. Hey, it's no secret that coastal communities are more expensive than the inland areas. If you're a local, we call it west of the 5 freeway. But you'll find a majority of the people actually do live inland in either rolling hills and valleys or all the way up in the mountains or even out in the deserts. You'd be surprised to hear that San Diego is loaded with ranches, plus avocado and orange groves and vineyards. It's common to see all different types of cultures and lifestyles. San Diego really is a league of nations. It's a place where surfers, techies, foodies, agricultural folks live alongside artists and military families and entrepreneurial folks. They all live here in harmony. Hey, it's super diverse here, and I think you're gonna love it. Now for our second pro, San Diego continues to grow, and so does its jobs growth. Hey, maybe that's the very reason that you're watching this video. We've shared that Apple is opening up a campus right here in Rancho Bernardo soon, but there are so many more companies coming here. The entrepreneurial spirit runs strong here. Startups love San Diego too. Not to mention, the companies who are already calling it home are continuing to grow and prosper, hiring new employees all the time. Two of San Diego's biggest employment drivers are the military and tourism. But our bio and tech industries have seen a huge expansion in the last decade, Experts continue to say that more and more folks will be relocating to San Diego for work in the coming years. Okay, on to number 3 in our pros for San Diego. Right now, our county is loaded with recreational activities. You won't get bored living here. Our weather is great, so you'll find people taking part in outdoor activities year-round, and our social scene is incredible. Beyond the happening nightlife, there are all kinds of bars, breweries, and wine bars too. You'll find organizations, clubs, teams, and groups meeting up all the time and taking part in their shared hobbies. Hey, as an example, I love snow skiing in Big Bear and up in Mammoth, jet skiing for the weekend out at the Colorado River, or even out in Mission Bay or San Diego Bay, deep sea fishing, and even surf casting down at the beach. In the summertime, you're gonna find me up in the mountains camping and hiking, and in the winters, off-roading out in the deserts. And guys, I grow my own veggies in my garden year-round here in San Diego. Plus, there are always events going on, from outdoor concerts to Comic-Con, from the San Diego County Fair to Restaurant Week, which features all of the best of San Diego's eateries. Speaking of food, there are some great places to get authentic foods from all around the globe. Not only amazing Mexican food, you've got Italian and Asian, European delis, barbecue, and fresh fish, and so much more. Hey, name a part of the city here and I'll tell you where to grab a great bite to eat. Guess it's part of the perks of working all over the county. Moving on to our number 4 pro, which I've never heard in any other pros and cons videos. See, San Diego's appreciation for real estate values is just incredible. This market is so unique. Guys, my dad coined the phrase that we live in real estate Disneyland years ago. See, we've tracked the appreciation in home values here since the early 1900s, and here's a stat that you're gonna wanna remember. Property values tend to double here every 7 to 10 years. So, rest assured, you're looking at solid growth and value in properties over the long haul. Yes, getting your foot into your first place here can be tough, but if you hold on to it for any substantial length of time, you're gonna wish that you would have bought 2. Guys, it just makes sense, and I'm sure that you can agree. More and more people are going to continue to move here over time, and we just don't have enough housing for everybody. So what's currently built continues to become more and more valuable. Hey, playing off of its fantastic appreciation, it's only fair to talk about the cost of living here in San Diego, and it's our number 1 con. Yes, we can confirm San Diego is expensive compared to other areas across the nation, and even within California as a whole. The cost of housing is the number 1 item that makes it so expensive. Right now, the median rent in the county is at $4,000 for a single family home, and the median rent for a condo is at $2,750. The median sales price for homes is at $879,000 and $590,000 for condos and townhomes. These numbers are from today, December 2022. Now, all of this is going to be relative to your location. That beachfront property is going to be priced very differently than, say, a property that's 45 minutes from the beach in an older residential area. So keep all of this in mind when you're considering all of the different communities and neighborhoods. People who reach out to us usually got 2 questions. Where's the best area to buy a home, and what areas appreciate the best? And our honest to God answer is anywhere that you can afford and want to live, because homes in every part of this county and neighborhood appreciate really well over time. See, San Diego isn't like little towns or cities that are across the Midwest where you're lucky to see 1 to 3% appreciation year after year. Now, according to Neighborhood Scout's website data, we've seen 8.45% annual appreciation over the past 10 years. So what you really need to do is figure out what is the best area that you match up with and what price range you want to be in. Oh, you're in luck, because we're actually county-wide specialists, and we've sold homes, condos, and multi-units to families in nearly every zip code here in San Diego County. Don't get discouraged. There are over 3 million people who have figured out how to afford living here, and you can do it too. but you're going to want to live within your means so you can actually enjoy all that San Diego has to offer, like finding the best fish tacos or catching a Padre game, maybe heading up to the mountains for a snowboard and skiing weekend getaway. Which brings us to con number 2, tourism. Hey, when you live here, you learn pretty quickly. There are certain times to visit our local attractions. Those favorite places are best in the off season when things are just slower. Like last week, my cousin and I took her kids down to the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. It was on a Tuesday in December. It was beautiful. There were no crowds. There were very few people walking around, and sometimes we were the only ones at an exhibit. Visiting these kinds of places in the off season has some kind of magic to it. The same goes for going to the beach or getting a pizza down in Little Italy. The nice thing about San Diego is that it's big enough for you to find your own quiet beach or a favorite hiking trail when other people aren't there. And when you live here, you'll be like me thinking, these tourists worked all year long to take off for what, a week to visit? Well, we get to live here year round. Hey, and that reminds me of con number 3. Timing when you head out on the road because of traffic. Like I mentioned, we're a growing county of over 3.4 million people. You're gonna run into traffic now and then. And there's times that you want to avoid heading out on some of our local freeways if you can help it. Hey, rush hour is the obvious time, but there are events that cause certain places to be more crowded than others. Mission Valley is a good example. You've got a ton of shopping, urban living, and now there's a new stadium in that central part of the county. The 5 freeway that runs along the entire coastline is another one. It's rare if you're not in traffic at some point on that freeway. We do have some relief in certain areas. Some freeways offer carpool lanes with fast track passes for single drivers that commute. But otherwise, if you're not down with traffic, it's best to find a home that's near to your work, which helps a ton cutting down your commute time. Now, the last con, number 4, is San Diego's homeless problem. Hey, every major city, even the smaller ones, have an unhoused population. We seem to see an influx here due to our mild climate. Thank God for our social services in our county and city and in the smaller cities that surround our county. So when you move here, be prepared. Yes, you will see tents and tarps that line our streets and freeways like other metropolitan areas nationwide. Have questions about where you should be moving to? Wondering what you can afford and what types of homes are within your budget? Well, we've done a ton of videos with neighborhood tours and home tours for you to check out next. And don't be shy, reach out to us, give us a quick call, text, or email. That way we can answer all your questions so you know that you're making the right move. And we can talk about what you're looking for in your new home and community. Get any of our moving guides from either the description or the first comment. Thank you for your support, subscribing, giving us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next video.